Welcome to the Jesus Show. Not that one.
Here we go. Solo episode. Well, I guess I've done this 3 times, right? The first one, this one. So I guess the third time. Third solo episode. Take 1. Action. Oh, hey, welcome back. You know, I wasn't going to add that to the show, and then I thought, hey, why not? Let me show you guys a little show magic and, behind the scenes so you guys know what's going on. Welcome back to the show. A lot to talk about this week. So, if you haven't noticed yet, I record my episodes sometimes twice in 1 week. That way, it helps me push out more content or more episodes on a schedule. Because sometimes we get busy doing other stuff. Now we just got called back for work. So in going back to work, which should be, let me try this again. Cut. Jesse trying to talk. Take 2 and action. So I don't even know what I was going to say. Anyways, we're going to get back to work. So I'm probably going to do a lot of pre-recording just so I have the episodes coming out once a week. You didn't need to know that at all, but I wanted to share it with you guys so you guys know what's going on. Again, guys, welcome back to the show. This is I think my 15th, 16th episode. Holy shit. You know, when I first started this, I was very nervous. I don't know if I shared that with you guys. I was very nervous because I didn't know what to do when I started. Had no idea what I was doing. Didn't know how to start it. I was nervous because I thought I have to do all this editing and stuff, and I've never done any of that. So I was dragging my feet to start it. And then I thought to myself, fuck it. Just do it. If, it doesn't work out or you don't like it, then, you can stop and you don't have to do this, but just try it. And then now I was thinking about it when I was writing out my run of show for this episode. I thought, man, to go from the first episode to this episode, it's pretty cool. I feel pretty accomplished. And with each episode, I love it more and more. And once again, thank you guys for coming back every week. Thank you for the messages that you guys send me, whether it's on Instagram or just a text message. I really appreciate it because, like I said, I didn't think anybody would like it. And even to have one person listen to it is really cool for me. I've been very fortunate enough to have more than one person listen to it. So I think that's pretty cool. The stuff that I usually take care of in the front of the show, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's TheJesusShowNTO. You can find that on YouTube. The Instagram is TheJesusShowNTO. The Twitter is JesusShowNTO. And Facebook and TikTok, you heard that right, Facebook and the TikTok, it's The Jesus Show, not that one. And if I got any of that stuff wrong, you can find it in the description of the show on YouTube and on the audio description. And you can also find it on my Instagram link. Ali put the link tree in my bio. You hit it, and then you go, oh, what do I want to listen to? Where do I want to see? Oh, what do I want to do? And then you go from there. So, yeah. All right. Let's get into it. I'm very excited because this past weekend, well, not this past weekend. Well, this past weekend for me, but this would be 2 weeks out for you guys because I'm putting it out. Yeah. So I'm going to say this past weekend, but I mean 2 weekends ago. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I lost myself. I think I meant that. Fuck it. Anyways, doesn't matter. AJ De La Garza made his first appearance for the New England Revolution, and I was ecstatic. He came on. When did he come on? I think the 60th minute. Hold on. Let me check that real quick because I have a picture. Because, yeah, I take pictures of my friends when they're on TV, and then I have them, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, remember that one time? I remember because I see it with my eyes, but I like to have it for myself because I think it's kind of, I don't know, I just think it's cool. He came in the 53rd minute. He came on for the New England Revolution. They were up 1-0 at that time, right? Am I lying to you guys? I don't want to lie to you. Yes, they were already up 1-0. DC United were attacking, and they were coming down, they were coming up on their right side. One of their guys, I really need to learn all the other guys on AJ's team. Anyways, one of the guys, he crossed it in, and one of the DC United defenders tried to clear it out, or he tried to like backheel it or something. I don't know. He did something. He kicked it into his own net. So it was an own goal, which was cool because it counts for New England. I don't give a shit how they score. The only shitty part is one of AJ's friends, who I met when he was in Houston with him, is Chris Seitz. He's a goalie. Very nice guy. I met him a couple times. I even took a picture after when Houston won the U.S. Open Cup against the Philadelphia Union. That was a really good night. So they won, and I told Chris, I said, hey, Chris, you mind taking a picture? He's like, yeah, of course. So I got a picture. Very nice guy. But it's shitty to see an own goal get scored on somebody. Again, I don't know the guy. I don't know him personally. I don't even think he would recognize me. Yeah, I don't think he would recognize if I go, hey, Chris, what's up, man? He'd look at me like, I don't know who you are. Unless I was with AJ. If AJ was with me, he'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember you. Anyways, it was just shitty to see that happen to Chris because I was like, oh, man. Like, I'd rather an amazing goal get past him instead of like a cheap shot like that. But I don't, let me see if I get this right. I don't not like it enough for it to happen. Right? What I'm trying to say is I want AJ to succeed more than Chris because AJ's my boy. Yeah? Get it? Okay. Yeah, so it was nice to see AJ out there on the field. He did very well. They were holding on to that 1-0 lead, and I think they did really well. They could have scored. In my eyes, they could have scored at least 2 more. A couple times they got a little unlucky, but I think they did well. Those 1-0 victories, especially in the beginning of the season, are always good. If they're going to get you 3 points, because later on in the season, maybe even at the end of the season, if you give up a late goal to tie or, even, God forbid, drop 3 points or any points, it's good because then they're taking care of stuff in the beginning of the season to hopefully help them at the end and reach the playoffs and get seeded a lot higher. And I don't want to say have an easier road in the playoffs because I feel MLS is becoming so competitive the last couple of years that it doesn't really matter where you can be number 8 and play against, the number 2 team, and it's still a tough match. So it's not always, the number 1 or number 2 seed is going to coast through to the championship. That's not how it goes, which says a lot for the league, and it's nice to see. The next thing I want to talk about is Cecilio Dominguez. Last week, so Cecilio, if you guys listened to the last solo episode, oh yeah, did I tell you guys? Today's just me again. Hey guys, welcome back. It's just me. Hey. Last time I talked to you guys, Austin FC, which Cecilio plays for, and Hector Jimenez, they're both on the team. They went and played LAFC in LA. and they lost 2-0. I think I said that Austin had a lot of positive things out of that game. Even though they lost, they looked like a team that is going to do better in their next game. And sure as shit they did. They went to Colorado to play, and they went down 1-0 just before halftime. And in my head, I thought, fuck, okay, now they have to play from behind again. Which isn't necessarily something you always want to do. As a team, you don't always want to, oh shit, we gave up another goal. Oh shit, now we have to grind out, at least score one goal to tie. You don't always want to play from behind. But it's only the second game of the season. They were showing a lot of bright spots. Colorado did take it to them a couple times in that first half. But then the second half came around. Oh, yeah. Ben Sweat, one of their guys, I think he's a defender, if I remember. I know Ben Sweat he was playing with AJ in Miami last year. So that's how I know the name. That's how I know the player. He went down, and I don't know exactly what he did, but I'm assuming maybe a ACL tear, maybe MCL in there too. The moment he went down, he started, signaling for the bench, and he went down, and apparently he's out for the season, which really, it's shitty to go down. I mean, it's shitty anytime any player goes down, especially when it's season ending. But I think it's even shittier since it's the beginning of the season. It's a brand new club. He's a starter. He's trying to, prove like, yeah, this is my spot. And then to go down like that's heartbreaking. And then seeing it from like when AJ tore his ACL, his first season with the Houston Dynamo, seeing what AJ had to go through and the hard work that he put in, day in and day out, and the things that he would do at home when we'd go visit him, the ice packs, the Normatex, the stretching, the everything. It's a long road, but I know, Ben Sweat is a professional, and I know he'll come out of it stronger and better. So nothing but well wishes to Ben Sweat. He'll come back. So that happened. Austin got scored on. They go into halftime 1-0. And like I said, I was just like, fuck, man. Then the second half started, and, Austin started taking it to Colorado again. I thought, this is good. And then Diego Fagundes, he scored to make it 1-1. And he scored Austin's first goal in their MLS history. Again, this is the second game of the season, Austin's second game ever. And to see that goal go in, to see the joy that everybody had, not just Fagundes for scoring it, but I kind of felt like, yeah, like everybody's like, oh, fuck, finally, like we got one in. And then we're at the dog park, me and Ali at the dog park with the boys. And some guy had just said something. He was outside visiting some of the people that live around there. And he said something about like, oh, nice dogs or something. And then Thanatos started barking at him. So I'm not paying attention to the guy. I have my phone in front of my face. I'm looking at it at the game. And all of a sudden, I see Cecilio. And I just yell out, shoot. And he shoots the ball and he scores. Oh, this warm wave of heat came over my body, and I jumped up in the air, and I started almost yelling, he scored. And Ali goes, what happened? And I go, Cecilio just scored. And to see him, if you guys haven't checked out Cecilio Dominguez's Instagram, check it out. The pictures that he'll post of when a photographer captures him when he's playing soccer is amazing. Just the joy, even to see him play whether it's live or on TV, the joy that he has, that he shows, you can tell he loves the game of soccer. He reminds me of Kai Kamara. If you guys listen to that episode, I paid Kai a compliment and I said, hey man, something to the effect of like, every time I've seen him play, like you can feel that he loves the sport. And that's how I feel like Cecilio is. So he scores, and the smile and the jubilation, and he runs over and he celebrates with his team. And oh my God, I was so happy for Cecilio because, again, like I said last episode, or the episode before, to see him finally here in MLS, that in itself is great. To see him succeed as a friend is even better. Because, I mean, I want all my friends to succeed. And not just my friends who are professional soccer players. You know, I want my friends who are comedians and actors. I want them to succeed. I want my friends who are photographers to succeed. I want, you know, my friends who are not in the public eye to succeed. I want all of my friends to succeed, because in them succeeding, it makes me happy. So there was a joy from me. And then a couple moments later, maybe not even 10 minutes later, Cecilio scores again. I yell again, oh my God, he scored again. And now he goes, Cecilio, and I go, yeah, he fucking scored again. So the game ended 3-1, and Austin FC got their first win in their club history. Cecilio got 2 goals, which, oh man, I sent him a video after, and it was just me telling him, hey man, you know what? No, I'm not going to tell you what I told him, because that was between me and him. I mean, just to sum it up, I told him, hey man, good job today. So that was nice. And then I believe that same day, Pablo Aguilar, he scored a goal for Cruz Azul and they won. That was really cool. Again, seeing a friend succeed on the field, and to see him score, just great. Oh, AJ almost, well, he could have scored during the game against DC United. He was coming up the left side and he was going in on goal and he passed it instead of shooting it. I was going to give him shit for that when I see him in a couple days. I was going to tell him, hey man, you should have fucking shot the ball. Like, be a little greedy. That would have been amazing. Oh man, I don't know. Jokingly, I've said if AJ scores, I take my clothes off and run around naked in the street. I don't think I'd actually do that, but I would definitely be super excited. And if you follow me on any of my social media platforms, you would know he scored, because I would let you guys know over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, so that was fun to see Cecilia win. And then the next day, let's see, what other games did I see on Saturday? New York played somebody, the Fire. I want to say the Chicago Fire. And they beat them 5-0. I was like, yeesh. The other game that stood out was the LA Galaxy versus New York Red Bull. The Galaxy won 3-2, and Chitrit, he scored a hat trick, which, you know I've shared with you guys that I'm in this I'm not that cool with the Galaxy anymore, but hearing Chitrit's story, I'm liking Chitrit more than I like the Galaxy. I want Chitrit to have success. Obviously not against Austin FC and the New England Revolution, because a couple of my friends play on those teams. So, I mean, he can score 1 goal, but as long as they lose like 2-1, 3-1, 7-1, that's fine. But as long as the Galaxy doesn't beat them, I'll be fine. I mean, if they do win, or if the Galaxy do beat them, I'm just gonna go like this. Fuck, that sucked. That's about it. But I do want Chitrit to succeed. So I guess in that, I am rooting for the Galaxy. So when I was watching the game and he scored, I was like, oh shit, Chitrit scored. Hell yeah. Then he scored again, and I was like, oh hell yeah, Chitrit scored again. And then I think at that time it was 2-1, maybe 2-0. I don't remember. And then when he scored his last one, I went, oh shit. I think at that point it was 3-1. And I was just like, yeah, man, good job. Like, good on you, bud. And then I started kind of feeling this weird, like, am I rooting for the Galaxy? And I think it's just, I know. It's just me. I have to get over the issue that I have with them. And I mean, it's not, now it's years removed since they got rid of AJ in such a disgusting way. And Pete Vianis is not even there anymore. So, I mean, he got fired, so there's a whole other, like, there's a bunch of people that are not only players, I mean, the players have nothing to do with it, but at least the front office that did things so shitty, they're not there anymore. So, yeah, it's just my issue that I have to put in my hand and just let it go. Fly, fly, little bird. Yeah, so that was cool. Today, as I record, CONCACAF Champions League is going on as well. So I just checked the score before I started recording, and Columbus Crew and Monterrey, they played. It was 2-2. And Hugo Gonzalez, one of the other guys that I've met through Jonah, is Jonah's really good friend. And because of Jonah, I've met Hugo Gonzalez. He's the keeper for Monterrey. He's also one of the keepers for the Mexican national team, which we're hoping he goes to the World Cup so we can go see him. That would be dope to be like, hey, look, one of our friends is in the World Cup. That'd be tight. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. Yeah, so that's the soccer talk. Do any of you guys watch soccer? Do you guys have any interest in soccer? Oh, really? See, you see that? It's like I ask you a question and then you guys answer it even though you're really not answering it. Or maybe you are, but okay. You could be answering it. I just can't hear you. Right? Did any of you guys play as kids or in high school? I know some of the listeners, they still play even just for fun. I play for fun now. I stopped playing competitively years ago. I know one time I went to go play with Jonah and Frankie and Pat and Danny. We were playing indoor, and I was gonna go. Me and Allie were gonna go to Hawaii the next day for like 4 or 5 days, and we were playing, and I started running backwards, and all of a sudden I felt a pop. I think it was in my right calf. I can't remember what if it was my right or left. I think it was my right calf, and I couldn't walk. And then we went to the emergency room, and then in the emergency room, or not the urgent care, they were like, "Oh, you tore your Achilles tendon." And I went, "What the fuck?" Or did they say ACL? I think they told me ACL because then I text AJ. I was like, "Hey man, what did it feel like when you blew out yours?" And he's kind of trying to tell me, and I was like, "Fuck, I think that's what I did to mine." And then I went into the sports medicine guy, and he goes, "Oh no, you just strained your calf. You have probably like a grade 3." He's like, "We're not gonna have to do an MRI because it feels like this and this." And he's like, "We'll put you in a boot. You'll have to stay off it for 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll do some rehab." I was like, oh, okay. The shitty part about that is we didn't go to Hawaii. And Allie got us this Airbnb with our friend Rachel and her boyfriend. And it was non-refundable. So moral of the story is, I thought to myself, next time we're going to go on vacation, I'm not going to do anything the day before because I don't want to fuck myself up. And in saying that, I'm supposed to leave tomorrow to go to Boston to go see AJ and Megan. And I was at the gym yesterday, and I blame this on Frank. Frank, I know you're listening. I know you're watching. It's your fault. But also not really. The day before on Monday, me and Frank were working out, or was it Saturday? One of the days I went working out with Frank. He goes, oh, let's push the sled. So at my gym, there's this turf area and there's this sled, and you put some weight and you push and pull and whatever. So we did some stuff, and I thought, oh fuck man, I love this. And I told him, I said, I haven't used this, or I haven't used a sled here yet, but I've always seen people using it. I don't want to use it. So we did some stuff. Oh man, I kicked my ass. It was great. So then yesterday, I was trying to do some stuff, and as I'm going, I feel it was my third set of pushing. Like I'm trying to push it as fast as I can. And I feel my left calf kind of like something funky. So the next step, as I plant on it, I don't go as hard. And I feel something. Then I feel something again. And then I almost felt the same, like it was going to pop. Like I heard it the other time on my right calf, and I stopped. Luckily, I stopped. But the damage had been somewhat done. So I started limping. I couldn't, like when I plant on it, sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic. Sorry, guys. When I plant off on it here, that's when I feel it in my calf. Not so much today. Like I took some ibuprofen. I kept putting ice, and I lifted my leg, or I had my leg elevated. So it feels better. Definitely not as bad as last time. But I was like, what the fuck? Is it every time I'm going to go see somebody or like do something cool that I'm going to hurt myself? Like, fuck. Also, I think I just need to stretch more. And I'm going to be, well, no, I'm 38. I'm almost 40. Maybe that has something to do with it. I hope not. Whatever, fuck it. But yeah, I was like, ugh, gross. Do you guys do anything with your right hand and then do something else with your left? Like, do you, for example, do you write with your right and then only throw exclusively with your left? I don't. I write and throw with my right hand. I mean, for fun, I'll throw with my left. I try writing with my left hand, but it is fucking terrible. It looks like a 3-year-old is having a heart attack. And then if you look at the paper, you're like, it's fucking terrible. Yeah. But Allie, she writes with her right hand. She picks up poop with her left. I don't know why I think it's so fucking hilarious. It's okay. So when we take the boys out, we have Thanatos and Apollo. When she picks up their poop, she picks it up with her left hand. And I don't know why. But it makes me die almost every single time I see her. And I go, wait, why don't you pick it up with your right hand? And she goes, well, because I can pick it up with my left. And I go, yeah, I know. I can pick it up with my left also. I go, but it's more comfortable for me to pick it up with my right. She goes, well, but I want to pick it up with my left. Hey, guys. So you probably notice that in the first, I'm going to call it the first half of the episode, this episode, I was wearing different clothes. Now, I look like a bum because I have my shoulders exposed to you. Let me tell you a quick story. So last week, I flew to go see Megan and AJ. So the day before, I recorded a podcast, this podcast, and Allie said, "Hey, are you gonna edit it before you leave?" And I said, "No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record the show, and I'm gonna do it on the plane because I have a hard time sleeping on the plane." So the flight was about, say, 5 hours. So I thought to myself, if I record the episode and I edit it on the plane, it'll give me something to do for about an hour or so. And then I can sleep for maybe an hour, and then I could watch a movie, and then maybe sleep again, whatever. So again, bear with me. This is still very new to me, and I'm still trying to figure everything out. And I'm trying to figure out how to run things without running into these hiccups. So I'm on the plane. I'm ready to go. I pull out my laptop, and I'm ready to go. And I recorded on GarageBand. This is what I do. So I see that there's 3 tracks. And I think to myself, well, I should only have 2, the intro and then the track that I'm recording on right now. So I thought, that's odd. So I look at the 3rd track and I delete it. Delete, save, boom. I'm ready to go. Instead of looking at what's down the line on that track, I just thought, I don't fucking need it. So I start editing the episode. Everything's fine. About minute 27, 28, as you guys... Well, okay. I should clarify. If you're watching the YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. I go from wearing one set of clothes to now this. If you're listening to on audio, you just have to take my word for it and just listen and use your imagination. So I'm editing it and everything's fine. I get to minute 26, 27, 28, and then there's nothing else. And I think, wait, what's going on? I know I recorded this episode the day before. I know it's there. I saved it. I know it's here. Then it hits me. Did I just do something that I shouldn't have done? And the answer is yes. I should have checked what the fuck I was doing before I just deleted shit. Now, I do this with emails, text messages, pictures sometimes that I have that I think, I don't need this anymore. Boom, I delete. I delete everything because I feel if I keep everything, it's going to get too cluttered. It's going to be too much. I do this in my personal life. People have given me birthday cards, and I'll read the birthday cards, and I go, "Oh, that's a very sweet sentiment. I appreciate it." Now, just because I throw away the birthday card doesn't mean I don't appreciate the sentiment. I do. I 100% do. And I'm appreciative for it. You took the time not only to go get it or to pick it out, whatever, and then you wrote something. I appreciate all that. Now, with that being said, once I read it, I go, cool. I've retained what you told me, and I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. So I get rid of shit. I mean, I'll keep the card for maybe a year or two, and then after that, I'm like, I'm not fucking keeping that shit. So I did that with this. I saw 3 things, and I went, I don't need 3 things. I just need 2 because I think I know better. So I deleted the second half of the episode. So that's why, like I said, I'm sitting in front of you. I just came back from the pool. This is what this is. I thought to myself, should I put something else on? Should I put a proper shirt? Should I get fixed up a little bit and try to fool you And I went, no, I'm not going to do that. This is, like I said, this is me coming back from the pool going, I need to fix this shit, and letting you in on the secret that I royally fucked up. Now, I know what you're probably saying. In the episode with Jonah, Frankie, Danny, and Pat, and myself, you're probably thinking, hey, if you fucked up with the audio like this time, was it really Allie's fault? Or is it your fault that you lost that footage of that episode? And I'm going to tell you here and now that that was 100% Allie's fault. That was not my fault. Allie's to blame. She's taken, I think she's come out on her Instagram and she said, she apologizes. She's so sorry. This will never happen again. I think I even fined her like $200 because, me being the talent, obviously I have control of everything. Not really though. So I fined her $200 and I said, don't ever let it happen again. We don't have to relive it. Obviously, she knows it's her fault. But this one is on me. So I don't want you to think, like I said, but you did it this time, maybe. False. This is the only time I've messed up ever. Not really, I mess up a lot. But yeah. So I fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't even remember. Here's the other thing I was going to do. I was going to look at the footage because I have the footage. I just don't have the audio of it. And I thought, why don't I listen to it, try to recreate? But then I thought, no, because then it's not going to sound authentic. It's going to sound fucking stupid. Because then I'm like, if I thought to myself, I don't fucking know what I'm trying to say. No, I do know what I'm trying to say. I thought to myself, if there was a point, let's say I got excited for something, right? Then I'd be trying to recreate that genuine excitement. And though you may not know that I'm being disingenuous, I'll definitely know that I was being disingenuous. And then it would bother me. Because I'm trying to put out good shit for you guys, good content. I'm trying to show you who I am, trying to connect with you. So I thought, why don't I just come clean and tell you, I fucked up. Yeah. So I believe there was a story I wanted to share with you guys. And it would, see, now I don't even know if I shared my radiation story with you. Did I share the radiation story with you? I'm going to try to remember if I did. I don't think I did. I think I've shared the cancer stuff, my chemotherapy, and I believe I've shared the bone marrow extraction. I don't think I've done the chemotherapy. The chemotherapy story isn't that bad. And you know what? If I repeat myself, let me know in the comment section of my Instagram and the email, TheJesusShow, not that one, @gmail.com. Let me know, hey, motherfucker, next time do better because I don't want to hear your story again. With that being said, let me tell you a story, and hopefully this is the first time. So at this point, you should know, if you don't know already, and if you don't know, I had cancer years ago in my right shoulder. I did radiation. I did chemo, and then I did radiation. Before the chemo, I did a bone marrow extraction to find out if everything was okay. So I've told those stories, the chemo and the bone marrow extraction. The radiation story is, so I go in and they tell me, hey, the radiation is going to be a whole lot easier than the bone marrow extraction and the chemotherapy. And I said, that sounds fantastic. They told me I'm going to go in, I'm going to lie down on this table, and they're going to put my arm in a certain position so that the radiation is targeting specific parts in my body. Specific section where it is. Like right now when I'm doing this, that's where it was. right there. That was my pain. So when I go to the gym and I'd like do like shoulder press stuff or anything that's using my arms, it'll make it hurt. Like right now, this feels very, very sore, just going like this. And that's residual from the radiation, because the radiation like deteriorates your bones. That's what my not only did my oncologist tell me that, but my radiologist told me that as well. So he always told me, you're always going to have bone pain in that area. If it gets, unbearable when you get older, you're going to have, surgery, and we'll talk about that shit. He's like, but try not to ever do it, because once you have surgery, you're going to have to do it again. So that's why when I was going like this, I was like, oh yeah, there it is. So I go to the radiology place, and they go, okay, you're going to have to lay down. And they put me in this thing, and my arm's like this. I don't know exactly what position it was, but I'm trying to show you. It was like this. So I'm holding on, or I'm keeping still, and they put it in this mold so that when I go again, every time, instead of repositioning my hand every time to the perfect part, I just go boop, and then it's there. So I'm sitting there like this, and then the guy says, I'm going to give you 5 tattoos. And I went, 5 tattoos? What are you talking about? He goes, we have to put markers in your, like on you, just above your skin, so we know where the lasers are going to go. That way you come in, you put your arm in the mold that they'd have a bunch of molds, and they'd get, they see mine, boom. They put it down, I put my dealy, then they get the lasers, and then so he injected dealies into my arm and my shoulder, and I think even like here. So everything was set up. I'm trying to find a marker right now, but maybe I shouldn't, because you're not going to be able to see it in the camera, but there's one right there, one of the 5 tattoos. So I always tell people I have 7 tattoos, the 5 radiation tattoos, and then my 2 tattoos. So a total of 7. So I went in there and, I put my arm, and I think it was a maybe 10, 15 minute process, maybe more like 10 minutes. I didn't feel anything. I laid there. This big thing was over me, would make noise, and then I would get the fuck out of there. So the technician told me, get some Aquaphor and put it here and here. Because if you don't, you're going to get like radiation burn. So I didn't understand that. Like, I heard what he was saying, but I thought, okay, whatever. So I kept putting the lotion for the first 2 weeks. And I thought at that point, I was like, I'm not feeling anything. Like, it doesn't feel hot. I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't know if they know what they're talking about. My dumbass should have known they know what they're talking about, because they're trained. They're medical professionals. I'm not. I'm somebody who doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So I stopped putting the Aquaphor on. I want to say for maybe 3-4 days. I regret that every single day of my life. I got this burn here. It started like a really bad sunburn right here. It was here and then here. Just so gross. I'd put my arm down, and it was like the worst chafing sensation ever. So I remember I went in, and the technician tells me, hey man, have you not been putting on the lotion? And I said, no, I think I've skipped a couple days. And he goes, start putting the lotion on now. It's you fucked up. So then, they progressively got worse. Like when I would have my shirt on, just even putting my shirt on and then putting my arm next to my body was super painful. So they had to give me this other lotion. And I believe they gave me some antibiotics too. Then it went away pretty quick, but fuck, it hurt so bad. But that was one of the things where I thought to myself, never think that you know more than the people who are trained and know what they're talking about. talking about, right? The people, the medical professionals, they know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know shit. Even if I don't think that it's working or it's doing anything, just fucking listen to them. It was, so I learned my lesson, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that's it. I'm going to, again, I don't know exactly what I wanted to say for the second part of the episode. I think I got everything that I wanted to say in the first part. And I apologize, guys. Like I said before, this is still new to me. I'm still trying to figure out, I've said it before, I'm trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I think this part, this time, was just a mistake that clearly I made, that I have to think a little harder when I get into these situations, instead of automatically thinking I don't need something or I know what I'm doing. I just have to reevaluate, really think about what I'm doing, assess the whole situation, and then go from there. Yeah, so like I said, that's the episode. Thanks for coming back, guys. I really appreciate it. Remember, rate, subscribe, go to my YouTube, TheJesusShowNTO. I have a link tree there. Hit the link. It'll show you where you can listen, where you can watch my YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. It's quick for you to do if you rate and subscribe. Even if you rate it, or if you write a review on the show and you just say, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very minimal for you to do, and it means the world to me, and it helps me grow the podcast. So yeah, that'd be great. Remember, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your dog, tell your neighbors, tell your mailman, tell your teachers, tell your cousins, all the cool ones, not the bad cousins. Fuck the bad cousins, just the good ones. And I'll talk to you next week. All right. See you later. All right. Hopefully I won't fuck up again.